Today I want to tell you about why you should not stack wood and other types of debris near your foundation. Now behind me is a shed. I don't really inspect sheds in terms of like structural stability or anything like that, but usually I just give them a once over to make sure that any electrical in there works properly and look for termites. Let me show you what I'm finding here today. All of this debris, leaves, wood, all of this is stacked all up against the back of this shed here. And let me show you what it looks like on the inside. At first glance, it looks pretty good, but when we get in a little bit closer here, we can see some dirt tubes here and going down. Here's one right here. A little bit of termite damage. You can see some holes in the wood that have been formed by these termites. And it kind of goes all the way up to the top. We got several areas of it actually. Now I can't find anything active here today, but the point is, these things that during the right season, they may be looking for a new home, and their next stop's gonna be your house. I'm up here in an attic today, and I found two issues that could potentially cause some serious damage and expensive issues with the home. Check it out with me. First is at this air handler. You can see this pan has taken on a lot of rust. We have no idea when it's going to rust out, and it is currently full of water. So this could rust out at any time, and all of this water and condensation from the air conditioning system could end up inside the house. Not a good situation. Next, we have an issue over here with the water heater. Check it out. Your water heater is equipped with a sacrificial anode rod that will take on damage and corrosion before the tank actually does. And you can see this one has worn out, and now it has started to leak. We have water coming out, and it's causing damage to the outside of the tank. The next place for this to go is in the pan, but that's not going to hold much, and then it's going to be inside the house. While it's a good idea to maintain and replace those anode rods, this one's far from being replaceable, and it's probably time to replace this water heater. But we're going to recommend a plumber come out here and take a look before it causes any damage to the property, hopefully. I'm up here in the attic right now, and I'm checking out an air handler. I want to show you something. Tell me if you see something wrong here. That is our secondary drain line coming off of our pan. Well, it's not really much of a line. It's capped off as soon as it comes out of the pan, so it's not actually going anywhere. And before you jump to conclusions, it's not around back either. That secondary drain line is pretty important, especially since this unit is sitting up in the attic space. Any water that collects in that pan could rust out that pan, and then once that pan's rusted out, all that water is coming into the house and it's going to cause damage. This definitely needs to be plumbed to the exterior. Furthermore, these drain lines are usually plumbed to discharge over a window. That way you can see it from the inside of your house. You can see water dripping out of this line, and that is an indication of a clogged primary drain line. And if you've got a clogged primary drain line, trouble's right around the corner. Doing thermal scans of this new construction house, I came across something that appears to be an air supply register that's been covered with drywall. Here we are in the laundry area, and right about here, if I put my thermal imaging camera, we see an anomaly. Let's go in the attic and check it out. All right, if we look here in the attic, that silver thing in the back over there is the dryer duct, which makes this duct right here the one that we were looking at inside the laundry area. Check this issue out on this new construction house. We're here in the bathroom. We have two outlets. One here, this one's got a GFCI reset on it, and we got one over here that doesn't. Now, you would think that both of these would be on the same circuit. They should be, but when we go test this outlet over here, okay, it trips, it's wired properly. Then if I test it with the button on it, it tests. That's actually the way you're supposed to test it. We as a home inspectors usually use the button on our tester. Anyway, when I go over to this one here and I plug into it, nothing trips whenever I hit the button. Interestingly enough, when I reset it over here, it's still hot. Now, wherever the GFCI is placed on a circuit, it controls everything downstream of that. So my best guess here is that the GFCI got put on the wrong side, and it got put on after this other outlet, and therefore not protecting this other outlet in the bathroom. I want to talk to you today about some plumbing issues. First up, we have this sink. The problem with it is it doesn't drain very fast. Now check this out. So here we go, it's still trying to drain. What I want to show you is that this is also where the primary drain line is. Here it is, for the AC. It's particularly bad for this drain to get clogged because that essentially means you have a clogged primary AC drain line as well. Next up is this toilet, and as you can see, it's pretty loose. Moving on, this tub spout needs some sealing around it. This is an area, a hot spot where water can get behind your wall and cause some problems. But a bigger problem is, this is a safety issue, this is in reverse orientation. So the cold is hot and the hot is cold. Now that may not seem like a very big deal until your little one goes to run a bath and it ends up being extremely hot water. Oh, and on that note, check out the temperature of what should be cold water. Location change to the primary bathroom. Not a real big deal, but we have some surface damage to the sink here. This over here, we have a drain stopper that is not working. You pull up on it and it doesn't stop anything. And then we have this little guy here. The handle is damaged. Still works, but not working right. Next up is this jet tub. Who even uses these things anymore, right? Nobody uses this one because it doesn't work. And it's not the GFCI because I already tested that. Smarter than that. I had somebody ask me today, why would anybody pay you to do a phase construction inspection whenever the city or county or the builder has their own inspections? Well, check out what I saw here today. This is a fully completed house. How many inspectors do you think walk past this here? This is garbage, trash, probably a chair for a post-tension cable that was the improper depth below the surface here, and now it is sticking out of the garage floor. This is all going to chip up around here because of that. And guess what? We got another one over here too. Lord only knows what this is covering up. This is precisely the type of thing that we prevent whenever we're doing our pre-pour inspections. This, as well as many, many other things. Anyway, I guess this is just going to be this way now.